Chick, 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 chick. US of A. Cats, don't do that. All right. So sweaty. So sweaty. Just very so very sweaty. What's up, Bradley? What's good, my dude? Ooh, that's a top spot. Orange. Gosh dang it. I just want that orange to be so good. I want that orange to be so good. So good. So how was the weekend? Should have got it. Should have got a paper towel. I'm gonna stop by on my way home. That's all right. You're a busy guy. Give me one. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta go get a paper towel. I'm sweat. And alive. And alive. There we go. Working 3 nights at 16 hours each this weekend kind of wiped me out. Dude, that sounds like exhausting. I'm tired just thinking of it. I'm tired just hearing you talk about it. God damn it.
Time for the top two.
What?
The top two.
What does that mean?
Two of the biggest stories happening right now.
Live on the scene to tell us what happened today.
It's the top two. Nelson in the morning on Bluffs Country 1065.
Two stories that will make you seem like you know what the heck you're talking about. We call it the top two. Top two. If you noticed that there was a, I don't know, hiccup on the interstate this weekend, you weren't the only ones. Isn't this it? There we go. We are not going to get into any deep political discussions, but there was a couple of presidential candidates in the area most recently that happened in La Vista, as there was a campaign rally for Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris on Saturday, and it featured Tim Walz. And embarrassingly, that was Tim Walz not being able to identify what corn nuts were. Kamala Harris handed him, said, "Hey, Tim, can you pass me the corn nuts?" Trying to be relatable. And sometimes when you try to be relatable, it backfires, doesn't it? But you'd think a Tim Walz would know what corn nuts are, don't you? Again, I'm not using this as any vitriol. I don't want to hear one side or the other. I don't care who you're voting for. I don't care to tell you who I vote for if I vote at all. You might as well think just consider me a felon and that my vote doesn't count. Okay. All I'm saying is, regardless of what you're going to do when it comes to the ticket, as it were, you got to know corn nuts, my guy. If you're going to eat corn nuts, what kind of corn nuts are you going to eat? And if you eat regular corn nuts, where are the bodies? If we're being 100% honest. Barbecue, sure. Second place barbecue. Okay. You want to try one of the fancy new flavors? That's fine. Okay. But obviously, if you're going to eat corn nuts, you eat, say it with me, ranch corn nuts. Yeah, you eat ranch corn nuts. What are you talking about? But if I ask you for a bag of corn nuts and you hand me a bag of Doritos, I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Even if I wanted to, I don't think I can. I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think it's going to work out for us. Imagine you've got a gas station so popular that it draws a crowd. That's what happened for one gas station. Although, if you ask fans of this gas station, it's more of an experience than it is a gas station in Alabama.
Thank you so freaking much for coming out tonight. This is unbelievable. I came down to this Buc-ee's about a month ago, and when I left, I went, it'd be kind of fun to do a show there.
And he did a show at Buc-ee's. If you don't recognize that vague Australian accent, that's Keith Urban. And Keith Urban decided to do a pop-up concert at a Buc-ee's. Now, I tell you what, if you've got friends that are from an area that has a Buc-ee's, and I'm not talking about our Buc-ee's, I'm talking about the Bucee's that's got the little gopher, okay? I'm sure Bucky Beaver or something. Don't ask me. I don't care. I don't care. I shop at QT or I shop at Come and Go or Pilot. Give me a Pilot any day. I don't want a Buc-ee's, a Bucee's. But if you like Buc-ee's, you love Buc-ee's. Casey's? You got pizza over there, Buc-ee's? Don't think so. Casey's pizza. Country music star Keith Urban pulled his tour bus in to Limestone County for a free pop-up concert. And when I tell you that this crowd packed the place out, all you wanted to do was get in and use your rewards points. And here you got Keith Urban taking up the whole stage. What the heck is going on? Go down the road.
Bluffs Country 106.5.
You're supposed to do with Keith Urban showing up at your stupid buckets. Bigger than a freaking Walmart, says Jamie. I just do not. I don't get it. I don't care for Buc-ee's. I don't care about their Bucky nuts or whatever they are. Beaver chunks. You know what I'm talking about. If you know all about Buc-ee's, you know about the beaver nuggets. Beaver nuggets? Is that what it is? I think they're beaver nuggets. Get your Bucee's out of here. That's what I say. No way, Bucee. No way. I heard they got it all. Just get your buck nuts out of here. Yeah, I don't want them. Get them out of my face. Oh, I need this laugh. I need this laugh here because I'm going to do something and I don't care what it makes me look like, but I'm for sure about to cry on the radio. So, sorry in advance. Oh my God. Just every time I look at it. Oh, Tennessee. The only 10. I see. Heyo. Hey, heyo. Oh, boy. Who's going to the gas station with Cold War? I don't eat a lot of gas station like food anyway. I have started eating Casey's Pizza. I just talk trash like I'm a big Casey's Pizza guy, but I only had my first piece of Casey's Pizza like I don't know, 2 years ago, and then it was like another year and a half before I had another one. I really had my first Casey's Pizza in 2023, and then I didn't eat any Casey's Pizza. And then I had my next piece, my next slice, as it were. I had that at while I was working here. I just got some Casey's as opposed to some Boussets, Bobby Bousset. All right, what are we gonna play? Give me a Jelly Roll song you like. Jelly. Oh, it's the wrong button. We have wild ones. Jelly. That saved me. I want to do this wild one jelly. Yes, I can do. Wow, just like you do. Good morning, Marsh. Sorry, I'm not trying to not pay attention. I'm just trying to do a couple of things at once. Just like you do. Can hear anything. That's because I wasn't saying anything, Carrie. Sorry, it's hard for me to think and do. Oh, perfect. Don't do that. bright light. Hit the right button, you know? Oh my God. How am I going to get through this? Just got to not think about it. You just got to do it. You just got to think about it and just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Got me wide open. Got a 45 on him. And he pushing better.
Okay. Can't,
Feel mine.
this this thing that I'm gonna do next is it's gonna be really hard for me to do. But it's something I don't really feel strongly about. I don't care. You get it. You don't like it, you get a show. Until they fire me, then this is my show. And I think this is going to be a really good segment, but I also think it's going to be a really hard segment for me to get through because feeling some type of way. It's just a creator that I've grown close to on social media that I just found out passed away. And so I want to honor her a little bit. How do you honor her? You got me wide open. There's 25 on them.
Is Nelson in the morning on Bluffs Country 1065.
Good morning. We're live, facebook.com/Bluffs Country. That's where you can find the Performance Digital Cam. You get to see behind the scenes stuff. Basically, you get to see how a radio station works. Which I don't know, it's kind of cool. You get to be a part of the Fourth Mic crew, the Cam Collective. What does it mean to be a member of the Fourth Mic? Well, the Fourth Mic that's you. Like the fifth man, sixth man. The fifth man's on the team. Sixth man, the 12th man in football. But you're not all man. Some are well man. So Fourth Mic. It's a radio thing. It's like what guys in radio say as they're trying to make their way up into having their own show. Like right now, I'm first mic. I'm mic one. check. Is this thing on? This is a story that I got to figure out how I want to get through this. And that's not to say that I didn't plan this, but I also want to make sure that I'm doing this person justice and I'm honoring them correctly. And I just kind of share something with you that maybe will make you think differently about your life today. Okay. And that is how short life can be, how truncated. How when you think you've got it all figured out and you're about to turn the corner somewhere, tragedy can strike. And do my best to get through this. And I don't care that I'm a 42-year-old bearded fat guy who's probably going to cry on the radio today. But this needs to be talked about. And that is a woman who was not a huge creator, okay? on TikTok. But I grew to love this family, and I don't know, internet friends with them. And if anything today, just if this reminds you to go hug your loved ones or just hold on to somebody that you love, then I've done my job. But her name is Amy Casey. Her and her fiance Will are raising Amy's daughters from another marriage, and they're his daughters. You know what I mean? He stepped up and became a part of their lives, and you could just see the love that they had for each other when you would watch them on social media. And I first found out about them when I was working for another radio station when I spent a brief time in California, because they went viral over Will's reaction to a prank that Amy and their daughter had pulled on him involving a crop top. I'll give you a little piece of that.
In the hell are you wearing?
Mom, tank top?
No, you ain't.
This is a tank top. What's wrong with
You're
you?
gonna tank that in the room and change into something else.
It's just, he's a Southern dad. She comes out in like the shortest crop. Now you don't ever see it in the video because obviously they're playing a trick on him. Regardless of how you feel about educating boys to act better or otherwise, a father doesn't want his daughter walking out scantily clad out into the world. Okay. So they knew he was going to react like that. He's a Southern gentleman. And so they said, let's get one over on old Will. And that's where I found Amy and Will. Their account on TikTok is called Keeping Up with the Caseys. And it's just an account of just how funny Amy was. I mean, she was the star of this account. And I'm using past tense for a reason. I found out yesterday that, and I found out, I guess I'm weeks behind, that Amy is no longer with us. And I just can't, I know I didn't know these people, but like I would interact with them and they would interact between me. And I just can't believe that this woman just cut short just in the middle of a beautiful life. Another piece of content that I loved following on Keeping Up with the Caseys was the journey of her boys that she was raising. She got her daughter and then she's got her son, Caden, and Caden is just starting to date. Okay. And this was one of one of their bigger videos that had gone out.
What is wrong with you?
I think my heartbeat is like 350 over whatever they live. 80, whatever it is.
Why are you having a heart attack?
I'm getting nervous. Thinking too long.
Is that her?
I think it is.
Why are you so nervous?
Oh no.
He's so sweet. He's a sweet little boy and
You're all
just
shaky and sweating.
I'm going through the worst part.
What?
Waiting for her to get here.
I mean, their mother, Amy, was just like the foundation for this place. Whether it be videos that she shared at work or little clips of their life, it was one of those accounts where you really felt like you knew these people. And most recently, we just played a Jelly Roll song, Jess Murphy Jelly Roll, The Wild Ones. This is the one that really gets me. In one of their videos that had gone viral, she had asked her husband, Will, how many likes do I have to get for you to take me to a Jelly Roll concert? He says, we need money, not thanks. To which she replied, we're broken up. This is over. He goes, we don't have the money for a concert, honey, but I'll make you a deal. Said, we will go if Jelly Roll or Bunny comments on your post. Just a comment. He's going to make sure, because he knows, listen, that man would do anything for his wife. So he's just funning with her. She said, but Jelly Roll and Bunny might not see it. They're busy. Well, I guess we ain't going, he says. And then a day later, we get this.
See Jelly Roll. Let's see Jelly. I want to see Jelly. Where am I going? Baby. Baby.
She's running.
Baby, where are you at? We're going to see Jelly Roll. Baby, I'm running in heels. Where are you at? Baby, we're going to see Jelly Roll. Look, you're coming.
Jesus, calm down.
Look, you're coming. I can't breathe. Why's it taking me so long to breathe?
That's cool. Because I can't. Baby, you're holding it up here and shaking, okay? But that's awesome, for real. You gonna send like some tick for real? That's cool. That's cool.
Thank you so much.
No, that's awesome, man. I'm at a lost words. I never thought that would even be possible, but I guess we're coming to a
This is my
concert.
favorite part.
Okay. I'm going to have to go rest my voice in case you need a backup singer, okay?
In case you need a backup singer. And so, as often happens when you're following people on social media, you don't always see things in the order that they're released. And I've been busy and I've been doing a lot of things. And yesterday, as I was kind of scrolling around, I thought I saw another prank video from them, and it was Will. And he had come on and said he was talking about keeping the account alive, keeping the account going between he and his daughter because they thought it was important to Amy. And I said, well, there's this way. What could have possibly happened? And apparently 3 weeks ago, Amy went into the hospital and into a coma because she suffered from an aneurysm. And I don't know why I'm so beat up by this. I don't know this woman other than I've talked to her on the phone and we interacted on social media, and she was just a shining light. I'm just so heartbroken for them and their family. So I guess the reason I bring it up is if only today, and not every day, you should do it every day, but just go up to one of your loved ones, maybe call them right now, just let them know they matter, man. Because in the blink of an eye, a woman, not even 40 yet, not even 40, just excited for her 40th birthday. She's going to go to a damn Jelly Roll and Bunny concert, and she's probably going to get backstage because that's the kind of guy Jelly Roll is. And now some fat idiot in Council Bluffs is crying about her on the radio. So just love your family and love your baby. Beep, beep, traffic. It's a hard shift, but I'm a professional. 80 westbound, accident with the right shoulder, blocked off there, right there at Sap Brothers exit. So that's what was causing all that slow traffic. Slow traffic on Dodge Street, eastbound between 180th and 144th. Also slow traffic I-80 westbound between 42nd and 60th Street. And closing it out, wouldn't you know, Bellevue. Can't get out of here without Bellevue messing it up for us, huh? JFK northbound between Childs and F Street. You're going to find some issues there as well. But what kind of day are you going to have when it comes to sunshine? Will there be sunshine? Yeah, and a lot of it. Slightly humid. Temps in the mid 80s. 70s the next couple of days. It's down into the 60s tonight. Man, you leave the window open, save a little money on the AC. That's feeling good. Currently 66 degrees in the metro. I is proud to partner with the Iowa West Foundation for Belonging in the Bluffs. Now, weekday after. I'm going to look at you guys' comments here in a second. Just give me. I'm really beaten up about this. She's a really funny lady. And her family is so sweet. Love you too, Marsh. Stupid to be crying over somebody on the internet, but here we are. God. I'll pull it together. I'll pull it together. I don't know how Jelly Roll sings that. Chris mother flippin' Shelton. What are you doing, dude? What am I gonna? You still in here, Shelton? What am I gonna get you in over here? I need to get you in over on the radio station. We talk, catch up, play some music, and I'll pub some of your upcoming shows. Got to get it updated. It's Nelson time. It's Nelson time. I think I still have that recording somewhere. Chris Shelton is a hell of a guitar player and singer, and just a great man. So if y'all don't know it, go follow him and find one of his gigs. You will have the time of your life. Plus, I don't know if he still can, but man, that guy could put some back. He's fun drinking, buddy. Love you, Sheldon. Amen, buddy. I'll send you a message here after the show. We'll get something set up. God, I love Sheldon. This Check Your News with Carla James was brought to you by the Jenny Edmondson Foundation, inviting you to check out the Medivan program. You know they need your help. They're seeking sponsors for this vital service, which provides free patient transportation to and from therapy appointments. Every year, do you know this? The Medivan program gives rides to approximately 3,000 patients and travels over 28,000 miles. Become a Medivan sponsor by visiting jehfoundation.org or give them a call, 712-396-6040. Your generosity made it all the way through until the word generosity. Your generosity drives their mission. You know who won't mess up? It's Carla James.
For Bluffs Country News, I'm Carla James.
Because it's nailed. Now it's going to be stuck in my head. I wonder if I have it even here. Where would I have it? Go to auto. Gave up that juice. You know what? I'm glad I said I don't know if he still does. I don't really do that anymore either. Occasionally, I'll have a sip. I got into some extracurriculars that we won't get into here. But as such, I've kind of dialed back all of it. I wouldn't say completely quit, but I haven't had enough of the juice that I could be, intoxicated in 2 years now almost. Man, I'm glad I did that today. But that was hard. That was a hard one for me. Just taking a break, really. Yeah, you know what? For me, it was, again, without getting too deep into it, I had gotten into some extracurriculars, and the two of them had kind of been Pavlovianly linked. You know what I mean? Started having had a couple of sips or two, and all of a sudden, I needed to strap on some equipment and maybe hit the mountain. And then I couldn't do one without the other. So I just did a full stop. 2023, early 2023. I guess I rounded up a little bit. It's been a year and a half. Yeah, I had to do the hard stop on the one, and then I think it ended up being a good thing overall. I don't miss the drinking. Like I said, I've had a couple of sips since then. That was good. It wasn't anything that I would be like, oh my God, I gotta have this. Like, oh man, I love Chris Shelton. Let me see if I have it. I don't know. Some of my Pat and JT stuff is on this drive. Some of my Pat and JT stuff is on the big drive. I know I would have kept that. There we go. Let's see. Backup. All right. This is like looking like a good start. Oh, yeah, baby. Yes. Yes, I do. This is let's see. It's 2024. So this is a almost it's 2008 to 2024. The 20 years would be 2028. So 16 years is almost a 16-year-old recording right here. Chris Shaw.
It's Nelson time.
Yeah, it is.
It's Nelson time.
Amen.
It's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, if you want to know what's going on, it's Nelson time. Yeah, it's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, yeah.
Hopefully that's a piece of imaging. That's for sure a piece of imaging now. I will, Shelty. I got you, baby. Got to get you in, man. Got to get you in. That is a classic piece of audio right there. When you got it going on, you know it's never time, yeah. Oh, I think that's maybe the first piece of audio that was ever made for me. Yeah, I held on to that, dude. I love that. Sometimes I sing it. Just randomly, like once a year, I'm going to sing it for sure. When you got it going on, you know it's Nelson time, yeah. This is how buttery smooth his voice is. I could go on and on and on with this BJ Fest of Chris Shelton, trust me. Let me see you, girl. Come on, girl. It's your hometown country station. Had an opportunity to see this guy apparently in a Buc-ee's parking lot over the weekend. It's Keith Urban, Slopes Country.
Can't sleep. Ain't
I'm gonna work that some gun and imaging. Stuck in my head. Good job.
Then you get your clear choice new app.
Yeah, I know you don't know what to make. Swipe through that. Download complete. Download complete. Downloading. Nelson Moore. Nelson Moore. That's what happened. That's what my own show's name.
Welcome to the husband calling contest.
That's not what I want for this. This is actually what we're going to do here in a minute.
Healthcare. If it's a doctor, a piece of a woman's skull, they get joking.
Mulder and Scully. Yeah. Your boy Keith Urban most recently showed up at a Buc-ee's out of nowhere. Apparently, he just decided to go pull up and do a show in the parking lot. Imagine you're just trying to get a little gas, and here old Keith Urban is. We are 3 minutes away from maybe teaching you your new favorite thing about the Iowa State Fair. No, it's not butter cow tipping. Putting the call out after Luke Combs.
You got a fast car.
Look at this. Look at this couple of blasts together. Johnny Desjardins. Johnny Desjardins. Shout out, Mr. Desjardins. Oh, Lord. Let's get this loaded up. Yeah, I think I don't know. It's not so Johnny. That's just going to stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Scully? Not the Scully. No tipping the butter cow. The bird's nest, deep fried, uncrustable. Just stop. Oh my God. That corn nuts thing is hilarious, by the way. I would have never saw that otherwise. Mr. Desjardins. The Depot. The Depot. That sounds like a place where you go get a rub and tug from a dude. What was it? I'm sorry if that was like somebody's business and you really liked it. I'm sorry. It's like dipsticks. Remember dipsticks? Dipsticks! Where's my other story then? What's his name? Good morning, Kevin. Doing all right. Doing all right. Seconds. Segment up. First station. You think it's school? We went back to school. What is it like now? I have not that we had like great like torrential numbers before, but like we've shaved off probably 60% of our numbers from the cams here. Gotta figure out what it is. We thought crying on cam would have. We thought crying on cam would have done like this. I don't know. I don't have the answers. You don't have the answer, Sway. Don't have answers. That's all right. We'll figure it out. 26. Go back out on the radio.
This is Nelson in the Morning on Bluffs Country 106.5.
We're live on the Performance Digital Cam. Facebook.com/Bluffs Country or YouTube.com/That's Just Nelson.
It's Nelson time. It's Nelson time.
Uh-oh.
It's Nelson.
It is?
It's Nelson time.
Oh, my God.
Oh, if you want to know what's going on, it's Nelson time, yeah. It's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, yeah.
It's courtesy of my buddy Chris Shelton. He made that for me 1,000 years ago, it feels like. But really, it's just that song is now old enough to drive. Good morning. My name is Nelson. This is Nelson in the Morning. And if you're a fan of the Iowa State Fair, like many of us are, you know, there's a lot to choose from, whether it's the concerts or, you know, I mean, for me, I'm still fascinated. Just as the first day I ever heard about it, down to the day I die, I will always be fascinated by the
No tipping the butter cow.
the butter cow. Okay. But for me, I think I might have found a new favorite, and that would be this competition right here.
Welcome to the husband contest.
It is a contest where women are to call their husband in out of the fields because years ago that was the only form of communication. We didn't have cell phones back then and their voices mattered.
Number 892.
It's like, sweet.
It's just fun. It's like so much fun. I know people from like other states are like, what is this? And it's like, what do you mean, what is this? Time to go in the house for dinner.
7 competitors took part in one of the easily most iconic and unique competitions at the Iowa State Fair. It's the husband calling contest. Gary! This is one of them. Gary! Now, even though all 7 contestants sang, screamed, and screeched their hearts out, only one was victorious, and that would be Wendy. Wendy from Ottawa took first place with her call for her husband, Risty. Risty, darling, calling. It's your wife. It's time to come in the house for dinner. She busted out then into a verse inspired by the 90s Ice hit, Baby. She said, stop, collaborate, and listen. It's your wife, and she needs your attention. Dinner's up on the table. Risty, where the heck are you at? Stop milking the cows and start feeding that sow, claimed another one. It's time to come to dinner right now. Now stop milking the cow and stop feeding that sow. I would love to do this, but like I can't. I don't have a husband. You know what I mean? And that's really, I guess, the real tragedy of this story is that I don't have a husband to call my own. Now, I'm not gay. I'm an ally, okay? I test well in the gay community I've found in my live broadcast, but no, wouldn't it just be nice just to have a big old strong man to go work in the fields for you? I get it. I get it. I wouldn't be a great housewife, though. I'd never cook or clean. I mean, I might cook. We're going to get a lot of takeout, though. See, I'm a garbage wife. No wonder I don't have a husband. It's jokes, people. It's jokes. Take a look at your weather for the metro area, and what we're finding is it's finally livable. Mid-80s today, not even 80 tomorrow, and then we're just kind of flirting with the 80s the next couple of days. Down in the 60s for the lows, keeping the windows open, which is nice. It's nice when you can just relax. Currently 67 degrees. Now it's a little bit of humidity we're going to fight with. Can't all be perfect, right? Let's look at your weather. Brought to you by My Nurse Healthcare, providing nurse advocates a liaison between patients and doctors, helping patients understand their diagnosis so they can make the best decisions about their health. You want more info, you just visit mynursehealthcare.com.
Beep, beep, traffic.
Well, things have gotten a little better, at least coming out of Bellevue, which is nice, but we're still fighting for our commute on Dodge Street. Eastbound, though, so if you're coming from the Council Bluffs side, you're not going to have anything to worry about. Eastbound Dodge Street, 168th Street to 156th. And then if your commute is taking you onto the other side of Omaha, unfortunately, there is still an accident on the right shoulder at I-80 westbound, right there at the Sapp Brothers exit. Making things just a little bit difficult. Get yourself on west. Hopefully you don't got any business with in Ashland or Lincoln that you're behind on getting to current. Let's check your traffic. Bluffs Country, 1065.
Every weeknight starting at 7 here on Bluffs.
You got it going on. You know it's Nelson time. And then top two. Tesla is testing whether stockholders have the power to overrule the judge. You want to talk about a cult of personality, and that would be Tesla. They are like in lockstep with one another. Guess when you have that much money, who can you relate to but other people with that much money? The company is asking the same Delaware business court judge who voided Elon Musk's $56 billion CEO compensation pact in January to toss out her decision and replace it with the will of the company's stockholders. New shareholders should hold final sway. This was stockholder democracy working. But who are the shareholders? What's a share of Tesla stock even worth? One share. That's only $216. A common man could have one share of Tesla stock. It's not like it's Berkshire. Berkshire, one share of, let's see what Berkshire pays at this point. Berkshire. See, I thought it was more than this. This is what, oh, this is Berkshire B. I don't want B. Berkshire Class A price. There we go. That's what. Is this the total value of the company? What's a share worth? I don't want the total value. You tell me that's one share? That's a one share of Berkshire A stock. Is this correct? $667,129. It's a fantasy number. It's fictitious. Jesus. It's been down as low as 502,000, guys. Let's not feel so bad for them. How many shares of Berkshire? Warren Buffett owns a total of 276 Berkshire Hathaway Class B shares and 227,416 Class A shares. The company's net income was $96 billion as of December end of last year. Revenue for the same period was $439 billion. Oh, see, so They made 439, but it's like only net. They only profited 96. Berkshire Hathaway had a market capitalization of almost $1 trillion. Trillion. That's insane. How do you even like wrap your head around that? Trillion. I'll give you an idea. Like I've done this, I think maybe even before on the cam, but if this is a trillion, so you want a trillion. Yeah. Okay. A trillion. Zero. Right? If that's a trillion and that's zero, if the opposite edge is a trillion and this edge is zero, and a million is right there, right? Where on this piece of paper is $1 billion? Trillion, zero, a million is that micro speck of thickness in between. And that's probably, I can't even get it as close as it needs to be to zero. Where's $1 billion at on that? Ready? Thumbs up. It's right there. Trillion dollars, $0, $1 million, $1 billion. A trillion. What? It's disgusting. Mm. Boom, boom, bom, bom. I think I did get my calls. I think they'll call.
Time for the top two.
What?
The top two.
What does that mean?
Two of the biggest stories happening right now.
Live on the scene to tell us what happened today.
It's the top two. Nelson in the morning on Bluffs Country 106.5.
Just a couple of stories that if this is all you have in your repertoire when you walk into work today, someone will think that you know what the heck you are talking about. This athlete, not only a pioneer in his sport, also a pioneer in medicine.
Babe Ruth! You keep telling me that. Who is she? The Sultan of SWAT. The King of Crack. Colossus Clout. The Colossus of Clout. Babe Ruth! The Great Bambino!
The Sultan of SWAT, the Great Bambino, whatever you want to call him, George Herman Ruth, was a legendary baseball player. But he is also a legendary pioneer in the world of cancer, believe it or not. Babe Ruth, who hit 714 home runs, he won 7 World Series, battled advanced stage cancer in the final years of his life, those final years only leading up to 53. But he became one of the first chemotherapy patients anywhere and altered the course of medicine. Now, last Friday was 76 years since his death at the age of 53, but findings from his experimental treatment still, they say, reverberate in cancer care today. Said after he had quit playing, he noticed that he had he visited some troops and helped promote war bonds during World War II, and then he fell severely ill in 46. And it's a little surprised he had access to the best medicine available, being one of the richest guys at the time. But post-baseball, he discovered that he had hoarseness and headaches behind his left eye. He thought originally it was throat cancer, and doctors eventually determined that he had what is called nasopharyngeal carcinoma, a cancer of the tissue connecting the back of the nose and mouth called the nasopharynx. I wonder if smoking cigar after cigar after cigar had anything to do with that. Now, they say it's unclear whether or not Babe knew the extent of his illness, as it was commonplace at the time for doctors to just kind of say, things are going to be good. But they said by February of 47, he used to be a big, bulky guy. On his 52nd birthday, he was emaciated. He had lost most of his muscle mass and weight, and he didn't know where to turn. And that's when, after radiotherapy and a couple of other procedures, doctors turned to a clinical trial for cancer treatment that involved chemotherapy. At this point, nobody had even really heard about it. The drug that he was on, an experimental drug, was tested only on rats. God, can you imagine being the first guy to get it? Now, initially, this terapetrin that he was on was effective. Gland swelling decreased, the severity of his symptoms diminished, because this cancer had spread into his lymph nodes, the back of his nose. I mean, it was constricting his carotid artery. The guy wasn't even getting oxygen to his blood or to his brain. And of course, news outlets originally said, oh my God, they could have found a cure for cancer. Well, sadly, that was not the case. But his case proves a milestone of medicine, even though he only lived for another year. The chemo-BMO method, as they called it, expanded his lifespan well beyond the typical prognosis of the time. Sticking with medical mysteries, how does someone lose a piece of someone's skull?
An Atlanta couple is now suing Emory Healthcare, accusing doctors of losing a piece of a man's skull in between surgery.
So as the surgery was taking place, it was a long-haul surgery. A piece of his bone was removed. Several bone flaps were lacking identification, and as such, it did not get placed back into his head correctly. It was mislabeled and lost. They had no idea. He had a bleed in his brain. And he went to, Fernando Cluster went to Emory Healthcare Hospital in 2022 to treat the bleeding. He required emergency surgery, which would see a piece of his skull removed. Then they would put that back in, right? The doctors removed a 12 by 15 centimeter bone flap with the plan to secure it back in place during a second surgery weeks later. Only problem is, got thrown out. Ultimately, he had to use a synthetic bone flap and entailed a significantly longer stay in the hospital. The couple alleges that the synthetic flap also caused an infection that required another surgery. Anytime you think something has gone sideways when it comes to a hospital, I invite you to get a lawyer, okay? And if a hospital, let me just tell you this, as someone who has experienced, secondhand, I heard this story. If a hospital ever just on its own sends you a gigantic check as a sorry for something they did, don't cash that check. I had a friend and coworker whose mother-in-law had like a pair of like scissors or something, wasn't scissors, forceps left inside her. They go, oh, you know what? We need to get them forceps back. Can you come back in? So she came back in. They removed them. The hospital later, just on their own accord, mailed her an $85,000 check. And she took it right to the bank. 85 without lawyers' involvement, a hospital cut you an $85,000 check. That means that's a settlement. You know that, right? And now it's legally binding. So just saying, protect yourself and your finances. Get you a lawyer. Invest in somebody good. Go get that money.
Council Bluffs, hometown country.
Yeah, crazy, huh? That someone could leave a piece of medical equipment inside someone else. A hospital willingly sends an $85,000 check, and she just cashed. I mean, she couldn't wait to get it to the bank, is what my buddy told me. Insanity. Jax. That is Jackless. Ah. All right, everybody. I think we're going to close down the old cam here for today. I got to get ready so I can get all my stuff packed up. I got to go over to Abraham Lincoln High School as I'm going to scout out the parking lot today, and we are going to be broadcasting live from AL on Friday. So don't miss out on that. Maybe come by and see me if you get a chance. Otherwise, I'm going to bring the cams out. We're going to make sure that we have the full footprint, and we are going to get it done, man. We're going to broadcast live on location from Abraham Lincoln for the first day of school. We'll be there with All Care Healthcare and maybe get the band out there. I don't know. We're going to get some people. We're going to mix it up. We're going to have some fun. I got to come up with some games and stuff for the kids, possibly to come on the air and play.